Space, the final frontier. This is the 2.5-year journey of the build of the Starship Enterprise. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to stage 22 of building, yes, I'm going to read it this time, Star Trek The Next Generation's Enterprise NCC 1701D. This is Pack 6, this is the last part of Pack 6, the last build section. So until next month when we get another one. This one seems to be focusing mainly on the neck area, although there is one more panel to do, because I think we're going to get basically at least one panel every time, because it's going to take ages to do this. We have some points of interest. We've got some more windows, obviously, some more escape pod covers, obviously, more screws, another panel with the backing. Interesting parts we have these docking clamps for the neck assembly, and a big circuit board thing for breaking up and lighting up all the lights, but that's not the one that we need. We need one for the saucer section, but we haven't got one yet. This one is for the neck. And also a couple more bulbs and a different bulb with 3 lights on it. It's got like a spliced going two-way light on there as well, which I'm sure we'll be getting to soon. Now, off camera, I'm going to continue on and put the windows in place, put the lights on there, and even fit it into the framework, because we've seen this dozens of times before. Well, not dozens, but you know, several times before. If there are any problems, I'll obviously come back and show you that, but it looks like it's going to be one of the simpler ones to do. It's just going on the edge around the outside with 2 DP screws after we put the panels together with the lights in. So I'll get that done, and then we'll come back and have a look at the new and interesting parts. Okay, as promised, I told you I'd come back if there were any problems. There's a problem, but not so much a problem, just a slight issue. I've routed these wires through where they said they should go, which is fine. I'm happy with that, although this one I would have been happier coming out the top. But that's not what they said. They didn't say to put a screw in there. So I tried, and it just doesn't take a screw for some reason. And I don't know if it, well, not necessarily because of that, but this is not lining up quite right. I think because of this bulb here. But it moves. It's got plenty of movement there to it. So there's obviously going to be an edge that goes around there. So I'm sure that's going to sort itself out. But if not, I can always tweak and play around with that. So that was that. That's done. I haven't tested the bulbs, but there's really no need to, I don't think, at this stage. So I'm happy with that so far. So I shall once again clear the decks, the saucer, and get ready with the rest of it. Right. I have prepared the big metal, nice cover for the neck section. We're putting these in there. I don't know how. I think we're just putting them in. I don't quite get that. It just says, take all 4 docking latches and fit them into the battle section. They don't really fit as such. I mean, they sort of fit, but they also just sort of fall through. So I think fitting is, I don't know. I don't quite understand that. But while it's on the table, it's fine like that. Oh, there are differences to these. Let's see. So that's actually that one. It does say 22G and things on it, but it doesn't actually tell you which is which on these. They're different as well. Right, okay, let's see if we can't get this the right way round. That looks like that should be down there. That one's got to be down there. These two are probably the same, but they're obviously tapered in a particular direction. So that's going to have to be tapering upwards that way, as is that one that way, I would think. That seems to look right to me according to that picture. But then we need to put this on it as well. So that should show us what is actually going to line up and fit properly. It's going in there like that, right? So, oh, these are going over here. Right, I got you. So we've got little latches there, which will show us if that's going to be in the right place. Which it will be if I move it a touch, I think. There we go. Ah, cool. They're going to actually sink in. Right, I got you. I like that. So that one's okay. And this one isn't. Where'd I put my tweezers? Come on, wiggle that way just a touch. There you go. There you go. That's where you want to be. You know where you need to be. There you go. That's almost it. That's it. So that's that. Those ones again seem to be okay like that. So I think we'll go with that. We'll get some screws, which are the BM screws. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these to use. We've got out there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's cool. Right, screwdriver at the ready. These are going into there. Yep. Same the other side. Making sure I've not got wires trapped inside anything. Nearly did, but I didn't. That's fine. So those two at the back. Where's the other one? Right at the top here. That one there. And same the other side. Cool. And 2 right in the middle. Well, closer to this side than the middle, but there we go. So it looks like somehow these clamps are going to come up. Maybe they'll be sprung, or I don't know. I don't know if they're necessary to actually hold the dish in place, and they just go out the way when you're not holding the dish in place, or something else. We'll figure it out as time goes by. Let me just check. Yeah, they had to be that way around. They wouldn't work if they were the other way around, I don't think. I'm sure that's right. If not, it's a quick fix to switch them out and switch them around. But looking at the angles on things, it does look the other way around. Right, let me get a closer look and see what I can do. Right, I've eventually got them all in the right places, and they're all sitting where they should, and they can sort of come up if you push them from underneath. But I don't know if you obviously flip it over, then they'll all come out sort of. But I don't quite get it because I don't know. We'll figure it out, and I'm sure it will become clear shortly. But first of all, we're going to be attaching the circuit board. It's got it that way round. It's going over there. It's going in place with 2 BM screws going into metal, and 2 FM screws also going into metal, but different. I don't know why they're using different screws. But it says to put the BM screws on this side. So we get one there, the other one there. This is just an idea of how many lights there are going to be in this section, because obviously all of these things are going to be plugged in, and pretty much all of them have got 2 lights attached to it, some even 3 according to this one that I've got here. So yeah, it's going to be lighting up. If it's all just being powered from these 3 small batteries for the main body, then the lights are either going to be very, very dim or not last for very long at all. I don't know which. We'll figure it out and find out when it's all completed. Unless this is only one of, a couple of sections. But again, the saucer section has got lots and lots of lights on it. So although they're not overly bright, they're still lights and they take some power. So yeah, AAA batteries would not have been my go-to power source. But I didn't design the thing, so that's just me. Right, now it says to plug the battery section lights into the PCB, thread the 2 bulbs at the end of the red and black cable through the skeleton as shown. It's really not terribly clear. It looks like it's going through back here somewhere, but I don't know. It's definitely going into that end one. So let's plug that end in. Yeah, that's the right way around. That's going in there. Okay, so that one's just coming off loose at the moment. This is showing, let me just have a quick closer look. Yeah, it looks like they're just both going out through here in different directions. So that's, really not too much to worry about at the moment. They come out through here. Okay, it says now thread the 2 bulbs through the skeleton again as shown, showing this on both sides, right? Around there, let's have a closer look. It's coming out through that bit there. So it's coming up. Oh, it's going over that and then through that and then back out there. Over there, under there, and through. Yeah, that looks like that. Do that on both sides. So we'll take that again, over, under, and through. I wonder if these are special lights, but I don't know. So that is that. Right, now we need the rest of it. The big section that I've got here is being connected. That's why we needed to get those out of the way there. I like the way they shaped this because of the wires having to go past it. So this is going in there, but we've got to get the wires wired through as well in specific ways, which is not terribly clear on the pictures. Look, in life-size pictures, it's not overly massively clear as to where they're going. So I'm going to have a closer look, get that threaded through, and then we'll come back and tighten them up and plug them in. Right, I have had some fun with that. I have got all the things wrong. I had to put the screws in to hold everything in place, but that seems to be as it should be. The wires are a little bit tricky. The bulb placement seems to be a little bit off, if you know what I mean. Why not move it a little bit that way just to make it so much easier to fit into the framework? But, you know, there we go. I've plugged in the switch. It didn't say to do it yet. It says it over the page a bit. It also has these 4 being plugged into 2, 3, 4. There's 5 there. Wait, what? Yeah, not the one next to that. Okay, these 4 are plugging into these 4, so we'll get those done. Then we've got to recycle and reuse from the other battery box, which is interesting. I assumed that was going to be, you know, used going forwards, but maybe it is, but not for a long time yet, possibly. I don't really know. I haven't got any inside information about any of this. Now, one of these is different to the others. It's got different coloured wires, but again, it's not made clear on the instructions which is which, or why, or where. So I'm just plugging them all in, basically. As far as I can tell, these are just jumpers that just match up and feed through. There's no wiring electronics or anything in there to matter which one's which, so it shouldn't. That way round. Always get the plugs the right way around before you try and plug them in, because otherwise it might not work properly. Right, so we've got the switch out here, which I assume is going to be under there somewhere. We have everything plugged in. Now, I'm not entirely happy. There's a gap along here, but everything does seem to be where it should be. There's a little bit of give there, at least on half of it, but I mean, most of the time I'm going to have the saucer section on, so it's not the end of the world, but I might try and tighten up a few of these if need be. But first of all, we need to come back to what we got here. So we need the cover from this, and also we can use the batteries from it as well, because, you know, why not? So let's find out if I've got these the right way round. There's springs down the bottom of those 2, so that'll be that way round. That'll be that way round, and the last one will also be that way round. There's one spring on there. The spring will always go at the negative. So if I do this and the lights come on, the switch is on. If I do this and the lights don't come on, either the switch is off or it's broken. Could go either way. Let's put the switch on and see. Right, the lights haven't come on either way, so that probably means it's broken. But it might just mean that it's not activated until I get it tightened down a little bit further. So let's find out. Certainly nothing happening yet, so let's see. I can tell the switch is in the wrong place. Put that across and nothing happens. Okay, a little bit of fact finding to do, and I shall come back, report back and see exactly what's what. Right, a little bit of fact finding. I tried it, it didn't work. I plugged a different light into it, it didn't work. I pulled out the other battery box and put it back in there, same batteries. It works if I connect this to there. So obviously the switch is not active at the moment, but I shall investigate and see if I can find any fault with the battery box. It's a box, it can't go too far wrong. There's no electronics, no wires, but just wires, exactly. It should be okay. I shall see if I can investigate that. But these lights are flashing, that's what they were obviously intended to do, that's why they're different. Got one spare bulb there, and the rest of that is indeed lit up. So I shall investigate that, see if I can figure it out. If I can, I'll come back and let you know. If I can't, then I shall see you next week after I've contacted them and said, my battery box is faulty, can you please send me a replacement? So other than that, hopefully I'll see you in a moment with it all working properly. If not, then I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Maybe see you soon, or maybe a bit later than soon. I have returned because I fixed it. Look, switch. Lights, switch, no lights. Yeah, I fixed it. The problem was with the battery cover, it's got that little, I'll show you. Instead of trying to explain it, I'll show you. It just wasn't quite lined up right. I had to make a little adjustment to the contact. This, obviously, this contact just joins up these two batteries, which is fine. This one needs to connect through, and it does that with that little metal tag on the back there, which had actually slipped in. You can see where it's actually damaged the edge of the battery there. So either me stuffing it up when I put it in or anything. So I've just tweaked that a little bit, and obviously when you put that in, be careful that it does go into the correct place, not down the edge of your battery. Basically, if you have your batteries that way, it's okay. If you have it that way, you'll have an endless time trying to get it lined up. So make sure that does go through to the right place. So even after tweaking it a little bit, it's still a little bit tricky getting it right. I think that's it. That's it, yeah. Because if it doesn't make contact, obviously the batteries are just not making contact through. So I figured it would be something very simple, and it was me. I'm very, very simple. So that's that. I shall slip the cover back over the top because I can, and it makes it look nicer. So now we have a switch that will operate it. All the lights come on the back, on the top section. Flashing navigation lights. One other light that's going to go somewhere. I don't know where yet. But other than that, I'm happy. It's working. That isn't used yet. Got other parts that aren't used yet as well, but we're getting there. So thank you very much for watching so far. And I shall see you soon for more of this or other part works. Thanks for watching. Live long and prosper. See you soon. Bye bye for now.